Okay, so this is like my very first ever live recording of me trading, and all I'm trying to show people is what it's like to be a beginner in futures prop firm trading, and that's it. I'm going to be completely transparent about successes and failures. I'm going to let you see bad losses, I'm going to let you see losers run, and I'm also going to show you winners. Um, right now, what we have going on is I've got two trades going, one in MNQ and one in micro gold. Um, the I took this position. We made a lower low, and I've noticed in particular at 7 Eastern time, we tend to have a reversal from what's normally what's been trending since the open. If we do have a trend, in particular on gold. So um, here we are, and I'm up 200 bucks at the moment, but if you trade it any at all, you know that doesn't mean much. This is a 100K account. I built it up 3,000. At this point in my career, I've only gotten one payout. I've had a couple of other opportunities, but you know, I dwindled it away, kept trading, tried to get it back, revenge traded. I've done it all. Every bad thing you're not supposed to do, I've done it all. I, in particular, use the vwap wave system. I have the toolkit. I use Chris Drysdale's Discord. Anybody that, you know, anybody that wants to give me, okay, this right here is gonna stop me.
Order filled.
Okay, so I just got filled there on my gold along. I'll take a look at it and see if I want to reverse. It's already bounced off this level. So you see how much confluence we had at this level here. We had the daily upper, we had the, what line is this? We had the monthly upper band, and we had the IB mid confluence together. And because there's so many people that are going to be, concentrating on one level or another, and then their confluence there together, I decided to front run my exit in front of that confluence that was meeting there. Could it still go higher and me possibly miss out on some more points? Sure, it could keep going right now. Most likely though, you're at least going to get a brief, 5 to 10 point pullback depending on how volatile it is. It's not very rangy right now. This is mid-February, and this whole last week, maybe 8 days, everything is traded in some type of range. Nothing's gotten real far out of the upper or lower bands, or the weekly upper or lower, or the monthly VWAP. Most monthly VWAPs that have been touched, and anything in the CME group, it has been respected and it's gone back down, or it's been respected and it's gone back up. So anyway, all that reasoning is why I treated this the way that I did. One of the more interesting things that people seem to think is I actually use ES's confluence whenever I'm trading in Q. And this is for a couple of reasons. One, not always, not 100% of the time, but a lot of times, there's not much, they're the same. Rarely is there a divergence between the two, rarely. I do sometimes use the DOM, but I personally think you can trade without it. There's so much that can be done in the charts and with monitoring price action and just using your charts and your confluences. I don't know if it's overly necessary. Now,
So here you see I don't have even a low volume node in the way until I reach this IB high on NQ, and I've been trading above um, the daily upper band for quite some time now in this NQ2 micro position. Now this IB high is all the way up here at 56, at 956. That's 50 points from where we're at right now. But if I switch over here to ES, I have this giant low volume node waiting on me at 91, and that's 14 points away. Now, so ES is going to reach that low volume node before NQ does, okay? So I'm going to be monitoring ES, and whenever my NQ trade approaches, and in my NQ trade that I'm in, whenever ES hits that low volume node, or actually I'll probably front run it a little bit, I'll be exiting that position in NQ, and you know, watch the response. Does sometimes it just go straight through without any type of pullback on it? Sure. Are we even guaranteed that it won't stop for some other reason? News, some type of historical data I don't see from a year ago. Yeah, all that's possible. Like I say, I'm a new trader. I'm not trying to know it all. I'm trying to get better every day, you know. And I just want to talk to you on a base level because I find almost everything is easier to learn from someone that's just a little bit above you, not someone that's super high above you. Because the way they think, the way they process, and the way that they would relay information is different than somebody that's just a little bit above you, you know. So I'm 6 months into this. My first 3 months of doing it hardcore, nothing but this, I picked up and I moved to Medellin, Colombia. And I lived in a really cheap place. I moved around to different hotels to stay in different parts of the cities. The last month I was there, I stayed in a place that was like $500 a month, didn't have air conditioning, didn't have hot water, but I paid to have every single thing done for me. I paid for my clothes to be washed. I paid for my food to be cooked. I paid for my food to be delivered. I paid for everything because it's so cheap there. And all I did was focus on trading. I would work 12, 16 hours a day. It didn't matter. If I wasn't trading, I was reviewing trades. If I wasn't trading, I was watching a market recap from Chris Drysdale's Discord group. If I wasn't trading, I was doing something related to trading. But let me monitor this for a second. It's continuing up. So we're at 88, trying to get to 91. So we got another 3 or 4 points here before this low volume node on ES. Another thing to consider here is that we have and you see, and look, gold did in fact continue to keep going here in this scenario. I'll figure out how to screen share and all that some other time, but if you want to look at it yourself, this is the evening Asia Open at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. But gold did bust through, and it happens. Like, by this time, if I would have held on to the trade, I'd be up twice as much. But I had a target, I hit it, I'm out. One thing that helped you a lot, that's helped me a lot lately, is I just tell myself I don't care what price does without me. I just don't. I don't care what price does without me. I go in, I make a trade, I hit my target, and that's it. In the near future, I'll be showing you how to, I'll figure out how to
mirror my screen to YouTube and all that stuff. I'm not real techie. I've just always kind of been interested in trading and stocks and stuff like that. Any viewers that want to help me, that would be appreciated. If you help me out a lot, I might buy you a prop account. Let's monitor this. And the goal is just shooting. But this is, what can you do? Like I was here at lower band, made a lower low, came in, back tested. Whenever it back tested, I added to my position here at like the bottom of the low volume node and confluence of the daily lower. It didn't, I had my stop below the previous day's lowered band on an anchored VWAP, and which was also below the session low, so by about 5 points. So that's where I felt comfortable with the stop on something like gold. Here it's approaching a low volume node, and I look for it to have like a reaction here. So it hit it at 30 and immediately shot down to, it's now at 27. 3-point reaction. If you've got, that's $30 off of 1 micro. That's 300 off of 1 mini. Just reaction off of a low volume node. Well, you don't need to tell you, it just happens. Now, whenever that happens, you can see kind of anything happen. I mean, I've seen, it's not like a rarity. I've seen low volume nodes create reversals, not just pullbacks, not just rejections. I mean, I've seen it create killer continuations as well. So, don't doubt your low volume node. Let's see here. Huge reaction off of it. So that went from 0.31 all the way down to 0.23. 8 points in about less than a minute. Just reaction off a low volume node. It passed through all this other, meaningful areas, and the low volume node is what stopped it and sent it back down nearly 10 points. Now, it's going back up now, but just because it's going back up doesn't mean it's going to break through this time. It could retest, it could come up short, go back down. This could be the beginning of a reversal. It could tear back through all of this stuff. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I'm just saying it could. Never ever catch yourself saying, it can't keep going. Don't ever catch yourself saying that. It can. It can. However far you think it can't keep going, you're wrong. It can keep going. There's such a big gap between where price is at and the next significant level. It's not uncommon to see this, even though there's a clear path, it's not uncommon to see this hang around for a while and decide if it really wants to go. We're not super far above the upper band, the daily upper band here. So, it's not like it's unreasonable for it to come back in. This, like I say, these have been wanting to trade inside of distribution all week, maybe 8 days. So
you just have to monitor it. I've moved my stop to a little bit above break even. So no matter what happens, no matter how far it comes back on the trade, I'll at least make something off of this one. And as you know, I've already pocketed the gold trade. I started at 6. It's now 7:05. Today, this evening so far, I'm up 265. Earlier today, call it yesterday, I made 1,042. I had a pretty good day trading, and that's especially good because that night leading into the day, I was down about 500. So it says I had $1,000 day. That's not really true. I actually had a minus $500 night, and then I had turned around and had a $1,500 day. So this is a 100K account from this company called Blue Sky. This prop firm. I like them pretty well. They don't really have any rules. Unlike people like Take Profit Trader and a lot of these other ones, they're not trying to catch you trading during a FOMC or some type of news and then kill your account over it whenever it doesn't even matter. Like, you could have lost because you accidentally forgot about the announcement, and it still kills your account. It's like, it's not even really an advantage. I mean, you're gambling as much as someone can gamble if you're holding on to a trade while something like FOMC is being reported. So I like Blue Sky. It's $59 to start an account, a 50K account. This one's 100K. I think it was $69. When you pass the 50K, it takes $3,000 to get there. Then it's another $3,000, and then after that, you're live. You're whatever you make is yours. It's either 80-20 or 90-10 split. I don't know. I've never taken a payout from them. But I've taken the payout from Take Profit Trader, and they're 80-20 on, at least on the type of account that I had with them. Anyway, this one's 100K, so I actually got to make 6K for the first part of my evaluation, and the second part I have to make 3,500, and then you're live. So here we go. I hope you enjoy it. I hope I get lots of input from people. I'm going to talk about all different types of prop firms in this channel. I haven't decided yet. I may even show you some of the general contracting that I do. It just depends on what the subscribers like. I wouldn't say that I don't care, but I would say that I don't care what I do, as whatever the audience wants. So this is my first video, and like I said, if someone wants to help me out and show me how to mirror my screen, it won't let me stream from my phone. And here it has hit. The low volume node again and rejected again, and that's not uncommon, in particular with low volume nodes. They don't like to pass. They don't like to let you pass. So that's it. I think, like, for my very first video, I had to do something to break the ice for you guys, and we'll kind of go from there. And remember, this is just so you can see somebody make mistakes, fail, beginner, going through some of the same stuff maybe you're going through or are soon to go through. And if you write me and you comment, I will reply. All right.